File copy. Kwara State House of Assembly. The Kwara State House of Assembly has defended the 3-month suspension of the lawmaker representing Edu State Constituency, Saba Gideon, insisting that the action was lawful and followed due process. The Assembly said the suspension was not politically motivated but was based on what it described as a clear breach of legislative protocol, involving the secret recording of a closed-door meeting and the release of the audio to an unauthorized person. The House's position was contained in a rejoinder on Sunday to a press conference earlier addressed by the suspended lawmaker, where he described his suspension as illegal, unconstitutional and a violation of the rights of his constituents. In the rejoinder signed by the Chairman, House Committee on Information, Youth and Sports, Shittu Rukayat, the Assembly said the action taken against Gideon was anchored on its standing orders and extant law. The suspension was in line with the provisions of the House Rules, Order 4 Rule 14 and Section 14(2) of the Legislative House's Powers and Privileges Act, 2017. The suspension of the Honourable Member is therefore lawful, procedural and in line with the standing orders and established parliamentary ethics, the statement read. The Assembly stressed that the sanction did not arise from Gideon's political opinions or legislative contributions. It should be stated clearly that the suspension did not arise from the Honourable Member's political opinions or contributions either at the meeting or during any parliamentary session on the floor of the House, but from a clear breach of legislative protocol, the statement said. According to the House, the lawmaker secretly recorded a formal pre-sitting closed-door briefing of members and released the audio to the public without authorization. The Assembly explained that closed-door sessions are convened to brief lawmakers on sensitive state policies and allow for frank deliberations. Closed-door sessions are convened to intimate members of state policies and allow frank deliberations on sensitive matters. All members are bound by their oaths of office and the House rules to uphold confidentiality, the statement said. It added that, the act of secret recording and releasing such proceedings to the public, without the consent or approval of the House, constitutes contempt of the Legislative House, a serious misconduct and a violation of trust. The Assembly also dismissed claims that due process was not followed, saying the suspended lawmaker was given an opportunity to defend himself. Contrary to the claim of the suspended Honourable Member, due process was followed. He appeared before an ad hoc committee on December 17, 2025, to respond to the allegations, the statement said. According to the House, Gideon admitted to the act during the committee's sitting. At the sitting of the committee, Hon. Saba Yisa Gideon unequivocally admitted to the act without apology. His admittance of guilt informed the decision to suspend him, the Assembly stated. The House maintained that the decision was taken collectively to preserve discipline and institutional integrity. The claim that the suspension is illegal is misleading and unfounded. No individual member is above the rules of the House, and accountability applies equally to all, the statement added. The Assembly reaffirmed its commitment to democratic principles and transparency. The House remains committed to transparency, democratic principles and the rule of law, and will not hesitate to take appropriate action to protect the sanctity of its proceedings and the confidence reposed in it by the public, it said. Punch Online earlier reported that Gideon, while addressing a press conference in Ilorin on Saturday, rejected the allegation of secretly recording House proceedings. "I never recorded any House proceedings. At no time did I secretly or otherwise record deliberations of the Kwara State House of Assembly," he had said. He also argued that suspending an elected legislator amounted to denying constituents their constitutional right to representation, insisting that such action was not supported by law. "The law is settled that a legislative house cannot suspend a member indefinitely or arbitrarily because doing so deprives the people of representation, which is guaranteed by the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended," he said. Gideon noted that the relationship between a legislator and the Assembly is not that of a master and servant, explaining that his mandate derives from the Constitution and the electorate, not from the House leadership. "My mandate comes from the people of Edu, not from any individual or group within the Assembly," he said.